Hello, hello, hello. Give me 1 second. My audio was being really funky earlier, so we are trying that again. Give me a second. Hello, there we go. You can hear me now, and you can hear my music. Yes, yes, sweet. All right. So, I have been pulled. Yes, cool. Hi, Matt. I have been pulled many directions just now because I had to help Mother Borb with something, Mama Bird. I had to help her with something, and rather than be rude and disappear to stream, I decided to be a little late to my own stream to help her out. So that's why I'm a little late to my own stream. My music wasn't working, so I had to fix that too. But it's okay. Everything's fine. I'm here. This is a short game from what I've heard anyway, so stream won't be that long. I do want to say before we start, my lovely Kibi friend is streaming right now, and I mention this because they are literally on the verge of affiliate at the moment, just on the verge. Just barely there. So ideally after this stream, if they keep up their high viewership for the time being, then their average viewer will spike up enough to push them over the edge for 3 average viewers, which is the requirement needed for affiliate, and that's the only requirement they need at the moment. That's why I'm pushing this, because I'm extremely proud of seeing them persevere and push and grow to the point they are now, because if you've been with Yon from the beginning, I wasn't even at the beginning, but like from years past, you would know that this is something that they've been working hard for a long time. So this is why I'm plugging my Kibi, because he deserves it. And he works really hard, and I know this is bringing him a lot of anxiety. So I want to just, you know, put an end to the anxiety, push him through affiliate, get him on board for that process, and then he can do whatever the hell he wants on the stream. After that, it's mass chaos, and he can do whatever the hell he wants. But for now, I just really want to see him reach this goal as well, because I know super anxiety inducing to work on that. I'll have to watch him more. He's very sweet. He's sweet, but he's also super chaotic and kind of cursed sometimes. So I mean, if that's your cup of tea, there he be. His commentary during horror games is probably my favorite though, just because he's not actually scared ever. So his commentary is actually pretty funny, and it really does dissipate a lot of the fear that comes with horror games. So I think that's his highlight point, if I do say so myself. I think that's one of his good points, is that during scary games he's like never ever scared, and instead he makes it really funny. So very enticing combo. All right, today we're playing a Mortician's Tale. It is not the mortuary assistant, mortuary assistant, mortuary assistant. It's not that one. It's not the scary one. Apparently the Mortician's Tale is a very death positive kind of game. It's very much like how do I describe it? It's more of a visual novel than anything. It's more of a visual novel kind of game, and it's not like scary necessarily. It's more like thought-provoking from what I've heard. It's a very short game. Hi Jay, how are you? Wow, it's good to see you again. We are playing a short little novel, visual novel game. Like I mentioned earlier, it's really peaceful for what it is right now. I don't really have much to say about it. I'm going in completely blind. I've had this game on my radar for a really long time. But hang on, let me do something real quick. There we go. Socials. Good to see you too. Thank you. Yeah, it's good to see you in for me it's an evening stream. It's a nighttime stream. Because last time it was an afternoon stream to see you. So it's good to see that you're able to pop in a little bigger window, because some people it's hard to pop in at certain times. So it's good to see that you can make it into a few other time slots. Yeah. So I'm playing this game completely blind. It's been on my radar for a really long time, extremely long time. So I'm finally getting around to it. It's spooky season, but I don't want to get terrified. So here we go. September 14th, 10:15 a.m. Oh, do I get to move? Do I get to move? Wait and click. Cute. It's 9:51 a.m. for me, but I don't mind. Ah, okay, a pretty decent time, I guess. Yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been like, I don't know, like 5 in the morning for some people. Woo! But yeah, that's a pretty good morning time. I hope you have a good rest of your day, whatever you might be doing. That's a good morning. Kind of not quite lunchtime yet, but you know, good morning time. Hello and welcome to our new funeral director, from Matthew, Jeffrey to Charlie. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy's a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck, Matthew J, funeral director, Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Hello and welcome to our new funeral director. Oh, it goes backwards. I read that backwards. Kind of. There you go. Oh, PM. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. If it's PM, then we're in the same time zone then. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Same time zone, buddies. Yeah. And welcome to our new funeral director, from Amy Rose to Rose and Daughters staff. Hello everyone, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte, or Charlie as she told me she likes to be referred to. Charlie is a recent graduate who came highly recommended and is eager to begin her career here with us at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Please take the time to make Charlie feel at home within our little family. We'll have a nice catered lunch this afternoon so we can all get to know each other a little bit as well. Sincerely, Amy Rose, founder and director, Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Wait, are you near Wisconsin? No, I'm not Wisconsin. Nah. Same time zone, but nah. This one? Instructions. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best I explain where everything is. In your office preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose. Oh god, is this my best friend? Oh no. Well, actually, maybe it is. Yeah, it is. Because it says, good luck, you beautiful and smart babe, you. Look at my friend. 5 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Well, I guess my subject lines to you should start being more professional now that we are business professionals. This is literally how I type. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight up after graduating. It sounds super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. Guess it's not really something I think much about. I should look more into this, learn about your world and industry because, as I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe someone paid me to move to London, and not London, Ontario, serial killer capital of Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. Oh, like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for a Funerals Monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you. I'm super proud of you gift. Love you. Jen L. Museum Curator, London Pathology Museum. Interesting. Alright. This is a lot. This is indeed a lot. Okay, so emails go backwards, so I guess I should do that one. Alright, interesting. Alright. From Mia Garcia, Dear Amy, we're happy to be with Rose and Daughters for my mother's funeral. We understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these situations. But if you could kindly not involve my mother, that would greatly be appreciated. and we will proceed with the closed casket for the service. I just know she wouldn't have wanted her death to have any negative impact on the environment, and since she fought so hard to beat her heart disease and to live healthily, it would be a shame to have her final moments be countered to the way she lived. Thank you for anything you can do to help us in this matter. Best, Mia. Dear Mia, of course, we will happily oblige your request for no embalming and for a closed casket. I'll ensure our funeral director receives your request. Alright, hello Charlie, hope you settled in so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little more united than previous families we dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier if that's possible. That being said, although you will not be embalming Mrs. Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one's going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Mrs. Garcia in the prep room. Talk soon. And then this is the newsletter. Thanks for subscribing. Each month we bring you a new newsletter featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. That's an interesting way to put it, the death industry. A heart attack, suddenly sus heart attack. I think it's because she was old. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like she was old. Yeah, it says she was an old woman. This month is all about good etiquette for attending a funeral. I really can't believe we have to write this one out, but since we said we'll answer your most popular questions, here we are. Because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. Funerals are a hard time, and we understand that. But here are some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Generally, following the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. Don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and a place to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do so inside the funeral home. Don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Be quiet. Being quiet gives other people space they might need. Don't get drunk. Everyone can deal with their feelings in their own ways. Just remember to be respectful when with the grieving family and friends. Happy remnants. Sometimes remembering happy moments and positive experiences with the deceased can be a productive part of the healing process. Give condolences. It's not easy knowing what to say to someone, but even a simple "I'm thinking of you" can go a long way. Dress appropriately. What this looks like will change based on the customs of the deceased and their culture, but always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving family. Give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be flowers or a nice card, but it's the thought that counts here. Sometimes this can be even just cooking dinner for the grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through the healing process is what matters here. Be kind and be helpful. Oh, hello, it's the website. Hey, that's actually pretty cool. Rose and Darius Funerals Home. She suddenly died. The way they typed it, she suddenly died of a heart attack. It's just sus the way they typed it. I don't think so. Well, I don't think so. Maybe it is a little sus, but I don't know. I think it was just, you know, how it happened. But Rose and Daughters Funeral Home was founded by my grandparents back in 1956. The Rose family has proudly served the area since then, providing personal, affordable funeral services for all. I'm proud to have carried on my family business for the last 36 years, working with the best and brightest funeral directors and grief counselors in the area. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you recently... Hi, Val. How are you? Please don't hesitate to reach out if you recently experienced a loss and would like us to help you through this hard time. And we're committed to providing loved ones with the most... I'm vibing. We vibing, and Matt is lurking. Thank you for the lurk, and thank you for the vibes. Here at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home, we're committed to providing loved ones with the best and most affordable funeral home services. Personal services for every need and options. Alright. Open casket. Dang, that's expensive. That's so expensive. Burial with open casket ceremony reception, $59.85. $5,985, I should probably say. That best spelling though. Yeah. I don't know, I do think this might be like a British spelling with the L, but the C's missing. Burial with closed casket ceremony and reception, 4,275. Cremation with ceremony and reception, 1,700. Direct burial with no ceremony or reception. Direct cremation with no ceremony or reception. We also offer custom budgets suited to suit every budget in need. Alright. Sure thing, I'll get right to it. Alright, I guess this is like a... Oh, here's the body. A very interesting game layout. Very interesting game layout. Alright, guess we gotta clean the body. This is the prep room where you will prepare bodies for burials and viewings. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Click on the sponge and drag it over the body to clean it. Sponge. Oh, that's a wet noise. Clean, clean. Clean, clean. This is a lot more pleasant and less creepy than Mortuary Assistant. By far. I definitely don't have 3 streams open right now. I know, it's a wet noise. It's a real wet noise. You know what? I kind of think there might be a bit of realism in the fact that they misspelled stuff, actually, because in the other email they missed a word too, and it made it sound like a spelling mistake a real person would make. So maybe that's a good point. We'll see in the rest emails. Have I considered playing Dead Space? I'm trying to remember if I'm trying to see if we're thinking of the same game, because I'm really bad about game names. So I'm gonna say no for now. That's it, you're done. Mrs. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of the dressing and putting her in the casket. It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You're responsible for taking care of the deceased's body, but it is also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. Follow the arrow to head to the funeral parlor. Oh, she's dressed. Interesting. She's dressed for a funeral. Oh, interesting. That's supposed to be her family. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. That's... yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah, it repeats. Interesting exploration game. We usually don't small talk a lot of these things. At least that's what I was always taught. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy, but it's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters you used to knit for me now. Aww. Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go? Okay. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to be using a chemical that's known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain. At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Stop it. Don't make me laugh right now. I don't think that was funny, but okay. I didn't think that was funny. She gave a little bow to the body. This music is so soothing, though. The room is cold. The ghost. Alright, I guess we can go back out. October 11th, 10:09 a.m. Dang, that was yesterday! Doo-doo! She's cleaning. Doo-doo! Is that how funerals go? Funerals are a very strange type of gathering. They are strange, yes. Do I go backwards? Yes. Okay, actually, which way do I go? We'll do this one first because this one's long. Funeral monthly subscriber. We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funeral. Oh wait. What to wear when you're attending a funeral from a different culture? We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funerals. Don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes. At least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes some people do need a little bit of a pick-me-up during such hard times. Who are we to judge? And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire where people would wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though. And if you are attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it's important to understand this. Hey yo, why is this a yesterday? Is it listening? I don't think this game is really that sus. It's been like out for a long time. I think it was just coincidental that it was yesterday. If some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice could mean accidental offense. For example, in Hinduism and in Chinese cultures, white is typically color for funerals. For Islam, though, it's less about the color you're wearing and more about how modestly you're dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of the clothing isn't as important. It is dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Actually, being respectful is just the #1 rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you are attending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this day is not about you, so be sure to do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible, even if it means not wearing what you're used to at a funeral, or even if it means asking how you can, or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respects. Okay, that's definitely a typo. I like hearing about these different funeral etiquettes. It is interesting. Like I said, this game is a very they described it as being very death positive. So I guess it really just kind of teaches people about different cultures and rituals and things like that. So very interesting. It is interesting. It's from Matt. A story about death. From Matthew to Charlie. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients on their last trip around town, and I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff. Messed me and my friends up real good. So the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. Yeah, it feels less a spoopy game and more like a calming, informative game. Yeah, it's a different type of game for sure. And I think that's why I was so drawn towards it, because it's like kind of not really spooky, but like it kind of touches on the taboo topic of death sometimes and like what happens after someone dies, but in a very like respectful, calming kind of way. Also, I feel like Jay's tinfoil hat is is that what it is? No, that's not it. I was gonna say it's ringing, but tinfoil hats don't ring, so that's not quite the right saying. But no, I'm gonna trust that I'm protected from whatever's happening with this game, because I think it just so happens to be yesterday. It's also at like 10 in the morning, so that's not quite right. Alright, so the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, you know? While we're in the procession going to the cemetery, somebody in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out some asshat driver who doesn't know to not get in the way of a procession drove through the intersection and smashed straight into my friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God. But can you imagine getting that call? Anyway, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off in the way that makes you not sure if they're actually crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed. And then we all started giggling because, like, go figure. Life is messed up sometimes, you know? There's no moral, no point to that story, I guess. I just remembered that story and wanted to tell you. Because you work with death all the time, and I still sometimes get caught off guard by what that actually means. Oh, before you get ideas, this has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later, and is nothing unremarkable. Somebody has to do it, and I have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. Alright. Here's a follow-up email. From Mia Garcia to Amy Rose. Sincerely, thank you. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with my mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together. It was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being here together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is, it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in that way. I know how much of that was due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this difficult time easier for all of us. Best, Mia. I'm just paranoid because every game I've seen with death does not go well for the player. I really don't think this is that kind of game though. I think it sounds like it, but I feel like this game is kind of like a chill version of game. Although I do understand where your suspicions come from. I just think this is more of like a, yeah, it's true, you never know, it's true. Alright, what's this? Hi Charlie, here are some instructions for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family was very happy with you. No small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval. An elderly man died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter Lizzie Duval if you have any questions. She is handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask any questions. Best, Amy. P.S. Charlie dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matt, he knows. Alright, Jen, what do you want? Oh god. Whoa. Jen's really emailing me at like 4 in the morning. Can I read it for a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody, cough, male colleagues cough, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist BS anyways. And like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in faux concern. Jen, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension. Yeah, it's hurting my head. Oh, sorry. I'm out of sorts right now. And so I'll send you another email in a little bit when I've cooled off a bit. Jen L. Wow, she's still mad. Okay, let me explain this in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated it with fainting and hysteria, sigh, it's actually been associated with visceratosis, which is when the organs fall into the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant. So, you know, I have heard that when you're pregnant, your organs move, which is kind of freaky, but okay. He did live a long life. You're right. That man lived a long life. TLDR, corsets probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kinds of things I specifically research, and yet am treated like I know nothing about it. I'm having a day, Charlie. She's having a day. She is so frustrated right now. She is having... Oh, that's the subject of the other one. Oh, I thought that was like another email. Okay. I'll get right onto it. All right, here's we're in protective gear now. All right, let's see what this is like. Hello, good sir. Hello, good sir. Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. Click on the sponge. Ugh. Thank you, wet noise. This is not the ASMR I was expecting, but click on the razor and drag it over the body to shave it. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's actually kind of satisfying. Shave his face. In order... Oh, okay. I was like, what did I do? In order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Interesting. Interesting. I did not know that. The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag an eye cap into each eye socket to give it shape. Eye cap. Boop. Boop. Interesting. I know that part was in the mortuary assistant too, the eye caps. I did not know it was because the eyeballs deflate. I did not know that. To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag the glue onto each eye to shut it. Glue. Boop. Boop. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. Boop. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle and thread over the jaw to close it. Interesting. Click and drag the lotion over the body to moisturize it. This prevents the skin from drying out. You know, this is actually really interesting because I'm pretty sure this game came before the mortuary assistant. There's a lot of overlap. I guess that probably is just because it's like the concept of embalming a body, you know, like just kind of like the way it goes. All right, embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. Okay, cool. It's not as gruesome as I thought. You're going to need a tube for draining the blood. Click on the tube and drag it into the neck incision. Click on the cannula and drag it into the carotid artery. This is how you'll get the preserving liquid chemicals into the bloodstream. Cannula. Drag it into the artery? Oh, that's kind of a lot. Now you need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. There it goes. Click the button on the embalm machine and turn it on. In order to evenly distribute the chemicals, you need to massage them through the body. Click on the thing to massage. Ooh, there it goes. This is a lot less gruesome than I thought it'd be, which is great. Hello, I'm so excited. I've heard such good things about this game. I've heard really good things about this game too. It's definitely not scary so far. I don't think it's gonna be scary. It's very sensitive to the topic of death. It's very interesting. And the music is good, so pretty cool. Sweet, let's sew up the incision and drag the needle to close it. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, what is this? Almost done. You'll need to drain any organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the trocar and then click and hold on the abdomen until the liquid has been drained. Oh, I see. The music is so nice. It really is. I don't really know what I expected, but it wasn't that. And you're all done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duval's makeup as well as dressing and putting him in the casket. It's time to attend the funeral. And she's dressed for the funeral, and now we will walk out to the funeral. And we will walk out and we will talk to everyone. It's an open casket once, you get to see his body. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next proof, that person's gone. Just like, gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about for too long. Like staring at the sun. I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. So weird how our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. Most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like, definitely not red, no matter what. Interesting. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park. Wait, this is sad. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. That is kid. Humming to himself. Oh my god, this video game music. Go pay respect to the body. A little bow. And then we can leave. December 2nd, 10:22 a.m. Doo-doo! Doo-doo! Is this a cremation? I think this is the cremation section. Okay. LGBTQ funerals, respect. Oh, this is interesting. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and have had their hair cut, are buried under the wrong names, and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. And this absolutely extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased's wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the fraught directive. Enter male or female based on observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body or other resources enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leading it up to the observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different, and because of ingrained biases, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender identity as they lived it. So, a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering and death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage, but this doesn't mean you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the most respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. Woo! This is actually kind of a heavy game. In a very thought-provoking kind of way. Let me take some water real quick. Alright. Hey Matt, this is embarrassing, but it seems I have miscalculated. Wow. I have miscalculated some of our income. I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for the next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing, and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Alright, paycheck. This is definitely like a British game. Paycheck with the Q. Oh, hi. Wait. Matthew Jeffrey to Charlie. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Dollars can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm going to grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash, 2 birds, 1 stone, and swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? That's an Arby's thing! A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15 minutes. Matthew, please. Meet cutes for death-positive cuties. Jen, what are you doing? Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody new since like the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. But you're always though saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day. So maybe meeting someone in the industry isn't the worst idea. Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy gothy aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom ran over. I'm gonna try it out because turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? What is that? Charlie, I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who is much of a weirdo as I am. Miss you, let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet though. Jen is something else. Alright, from Lindsay Duval to Amy Rose. Hi Amy. Thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Thank you, Lizzie. Passing on this lovely thank you note. Oh, it's just to the staff. Alright. Cremation. Hi Charlie, today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose. Cremation. Oh. Okay. She's in a casket. Oh, I guess they do that. Yeah, it's right that they do that. Before we cremate Mrs. Halls, we'll need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process as not to damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. Click and drag the necklace and place it on the purple tray. We will place the necklace in the urn with Mrs. Hall's remains later. Boop. We will need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it on the coffin. What? What? Where? In the coffin. Oh. Great. Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. Can I push the button? Yes. What do I do now? Oh, she's right here. In the little urn. This is the cremulator. Cremulator? Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. Huh. Using the cremulator, we'll break those bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Click on the urn and drag it in the cremulator under the nozzle. Oh, I made a noise. Click and drag the bone fragments and drop them onto the top of the cremulator. This is a bone. Oh! Oh! Interesting. This is her skull. Into it goes. Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back onto the counter. Hydration, thank you! And a stretch, thank you! Oh, give me a second. Thank you for the hydration. Games have to stretch and hydrate. Ooh, they do. Thank you. I needed this. I've been eating a lot more water this stream than usual. I'm not really sure. I don't know why I feel so like weird today. Maybe it's because I'm playing a game that I usually don't play, so it's kind of like I'm a little nervous about it. Alright, click this back onto the counter. Now make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back into the urn. Click on the necklace and drag it to the urn. Drag it to the urn. Oop. Don't forget to tag. Click on the round ID tag and drag it to the urn. Oop. Last step. Click on the urn's lid and drag it on top of the urn. Oop. All done. Amy will take the turn to the whoa, I did not read that right. Hey, wait, what happened to the coffin? I think they burned the coffin. There's a lot of reading involved, so you need lots of water. That's true. I have been doing a lot of reading. I think that they burned the coffin with the body. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside with some flowers. Alright, to the funeral we go. Alright. Aw, so modest. This is nice in a weird way. She'd like that we're all here talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these cupcakes are perfect. Yeah, sometimes they got good food. Glad she was cremated and not in like an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. Oh, that's so sad. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be so sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. Hi, Fel. I went to go cut my red onion so I could work on pickling them. And then it was rotten. No! That's so sad. Can you not save it? Okay, actually, that's probably bad advice. Don't listen to me. I'm gross. I'm gross. Don't listen to me. Little bow. I love that she does that. I love that they let you like do a little bow. February 14th, 10:14 a.m. Oh, is that Valentine's Day? Doo-doo! Doo-doo! If I could have, I would have, but it was all gross in the middle. That's the worst. That's so sad. I'm so sorry. God, there's so many emails. What is this? Is this a game? What? I have a game? What the fuck? Is this like a, what's it called? Minesweeper? Girl, I don't know what any of this means. What the fuck? This is like Minesweeper. What the hell does this mean? What the fuck? What does this mean? What? I don't know how to play that. What? News about the future of Rose and daughter's funeral home. No! No! Hi all.
It is with a very heavy heart that I write to let you know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I googled told me that the best and easiest way to break the ice, be direct but remorseful, Google said. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose in a lot of ways. And you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder and harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood. I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for the business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations that can take on more businesses and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought or sold. Either way, Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. That's so sad. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Homes for tax purposes. Though, honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation and have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Sincerely, Amy Rose. I'm so sad. My phone is at 12. I'm going to plug it in. Yeah, you should do that. Go, hurry before it's too late. Actually, you know what? Phone's battery. Actually, no, I can't say that. I was gonna say sometimes it's surprising how long a low battery can last. Not fun though. Definitely not. Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. Oh, this is also another interesting topic. You live your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution, and generally help out where you can. So why not continue doing that even in death? At least, that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly is that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or a casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union, I will still listen, but I can't talk because I have ER. I don't know what ER is, but that's okay if you can't talk. I hope the story time. Hope story time will keep you company. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for the people, the environment, just maybe not so good for big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. But really, why go green? Earbuds. Oh, okay. No problem. Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore preserved natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors, while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we've gone. We here at Funerals Monthly think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. Alright. A challenge your approaches. Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years, but I must have gotten rusty. Anyway, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghosts. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next? Jen L. Woo! Alright. From Brian Garcia to Amy. Hi, Amy. Why did he send this email at 3 in the morning? Hi, Amy. I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles, I should reach out, and you would know someone I could talk to about of all this. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full, good life and was very happy, and that she's not in any pain now, but I feel empty, Amy. I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough, with work and the will, and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need somebody to tell me that it's okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. I think this is the grandson of the first lady we we worked with. I guess that's a better way to say it. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't the most reliable for some people. Usually, I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today. Not my usual self. And it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. Oh, she called me a treasure. Alright. Ooh, alright. Cremation pacemaker? Alright. Hi Amy. You asked if there was any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Thanks, Mariana. Alright, see the note about the pacemaker? Okay. Alright, what is this? Margareta Hall. Hi, Amy. I am so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Margareta. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this thank you note. Alright. Alright, so this is really sad already. Cremation with a pacemaker. Okay. I just gotta take that out. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Reyes has a pacemaker that we'll need to remove before cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation machine, and we definitely don't want that. Let's start by removing Mr. Reyes' pacemaker. Click and drag the scalpel over the heart to make an incision. Ooh, it's sharp. Sharp. You can see the pacemaker. Click on the forceps to click and drag the pacemaker out of the heart. Oh, that's huge! Whoa! I didn't think it would stick out like that. Oh! Put the forceps away, then place the round identification tag in the coffin. Mr. Reyes is all set to be cremated now. I didn't think the pacemaker would be that big. They like tucked it in. I didn't think it'd be like that. Alright. Cremulator. Break the bones. Place the urn in the cremulator. There are your bones. Put the bones in. Put the bones in. Alright, put the urn back on the counter. ID tag in the urn, and then the lid. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside with some flowers. Alright, to the funeral. Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere? Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated? Okay. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. Oh. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Oh. Little bow. February 28th, 10:35 a.m. It's about 2 weeks later. Doo-doo. 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 Things to avoid saying at our funeral. Welcome back. Now, we rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice. What not to say at a funeral? We know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people, but fortunately, we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what not to say to someone who is grieving. So here it is. Funeral Monthly's top 5 things to not say at a funeral. At least they're no longer suffering. Even if that is true, nobody wants to hear that it's probably not your place to dictate. Oh wait, even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this, / it's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that the death of someone they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be the jerk and just don't say it. Were they saved? No religious statements, just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is it not always comforting, it can also be insulting. They're with the angels now. See above, note, then rinse, repeat. Let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for your help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them. Take them to their favorite restaurant or buy tickets to see a movie together. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will. Ask first. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied in any situation, don't say stuff for the sake of saying stuff. Just say, I'm sorry, if you don't know what else to say. This is actually an interesting one. This is an interesting take. Because these are all things that I've definitely have heard people say. And it's interesting to be like, don't say all these things. It is a tricky subject though, to be like, what do you say to people, right? Like it's a touchy topic. What? Mushrooms? You hate mushrooms so much, I found the perfect thing for you. What? I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker. Look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it. And I'm writing you on my phone, so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyway, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call a biomix, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil for plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll just be like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. But seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead, am I right? Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. This is a trigger warning. Trigger warning ahead. Content warning for suicide. This is what this is about. From what it looks like. Alright. Wait, before we get to that, let me just do this real quick. From Mariana Reyes, Amy Rose. Hi, Amy. I just wanted to thank you for the service the other month and apologize if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock to me, and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Ooh, that's rough. Thought I passed this along to you. Thanks, Amy. Alright, so this is the trigger warning for suicide. So just be aware that's what's coming. Our son, Manuel Scott, to Amy Rose. Good day, Miss Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matters of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. As for payment, we'll bring a check. Huh. Alright. Alright. This is an interesting one. Alright, let's see. Charlie, I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront the situation, yet anyways, they're never easy. Rose and Daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation.
Wow, Yan! Yan! Hello!
Thank you for the raid. Hello. Thank you. Hi. This is very strange because I'm playing a very sad game. I'm happy you're here, but I'm also very sad because of this game. How was your stream? Was it good? Did you pet the dog? Did you pet the dog for me? Yeah? Pet doggo? Welcome, Raiders! Welcome, Raiders! Pet dog. Pet dog. Just a heads up. Trigger warning, content warning for suicide. This is a game that deals with death, but it's not a scary game necessarily. It's more of kind of like a thought-provoking, death-positive kind of game. But it does touch on some heavy topics. So, content warning for that. Trigger warning specifically for suicide because this particular case involves someone who took their life. So, just to be aware. Alright. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney, or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will, or his advance directive regarding their wishes. So his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable with dealing with? Let me know let me know I'm here if you need me. That's a very heavy topic. Oh, that's a very heavy topic. Alright. I'm not comfortable with it technically, but I do want to pay respects to this body. That's because very tricky situation to be in. The deceased's family has asked for an open casket funeral. Let's start by cleaning the body. Mr. Scott. Oh, wrong one. Sponge. That made me sad. That made me super sad. Oh boy. Oh boy. Except this isn't scary. It's just a little sad. Alright, you massage the body. Massage the body. Insert eye caps. Boop, boop. You glue the eyes shut. Boop, boop. Putting cotton balls in his mouth. And then you sew his jaw close. And then you moisturize his body. Make an incision in his neck. How's the game though? It's not scary. So it's definitely a lot different from the game you played. It's very thought-provoking, but it definitely is sad. It's sad. It's very chill though, in the sense that it touches on some topics you don't really think about when it comes to death. So pretty good, pretty interesting. Kind of heavy though, for sure. Kind of heavy. But it is a short game, so I feel like we're reaching the end of it soon. It's definitely very reading heavy too, but the music's good, so there's that. Massage the body. So it close. Boop, 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 boop. And then you drain the organs. What? I drained those. All done. Mike will take care of Mr. Scott's makeup as well as dressing and putting him in the casket. I hate that he doesn't have his wishes granted. That makes me very sad. Quiet sobs. I wish we were closer. Well, I still can't. Wow, I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. I should have played more games with him when he asked. I heard it wasn't going to be open casket. I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these circumstances are more private. I still can't believe he did it. I feel I should have known. You know? Been able to do something to stop it. There was no way to know. You can't blame yourself. He wouldn't have wanted that. I know. It hurts. Yeah, I know. I hate that his wishes weren't respected. March 3rd, 10:45 a.m. I haven't been able to fully pay attention, but I think I might get this game to try it out myself. It's nice. I was thinking of playing it since I got it on the Itch.io bundle. That's how I got this game, actually. And I actually think it's very interesting. I've definitely have heard plenty of positive reviews about it. I feel like it's a very interesting experience. Me personally, I'm having a very personal experience with this game. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. It's doing something for me, you know? So, I don't know. It's very thought-provoking, for sure. They changed the website! No! They changed the website! They got bought out! It bought out. Okay, let me read this. Rose and Daughters is the newest funeral home to join Hillside Heritage, proudly serving 56 different communities nationwide since 1964. Rose and Daughters features several visual packages for burials and cremations, a spacious visitation suite for added comfort, and catering available on site. Rely on our dedicated and friendly staff to help you with your funeral needs. Whether you need our immediate assistance for a loved one or would like to pre-plan your own arrangements. Our services, we offer many packages fitted to suit every size of gathering and budget. Ask about our selection of caskets, urns, and headstones, the largest in the country. Packages, bronze, funeral package, an intimate gathering and memorial for your loved ones, customized to fit your personal needs. They all say the same thing, except it's like for like how many people you want to invite, I guess. So, oh god, okay. You know it's expensive when they don't give you a price. Okay. Alright. Different funeral traditions. Funeral rites, even our own culture, may be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they've seen in media. But, and I think this goes without saying, funeral rites or traditions aren't the same. Funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with the death, but the goal is always the same: offer support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. In Judaism, interment usually begins immediately after somebody has passed. Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone, so often families will appoint a shomer, a guardian, to remain with the body. Preparations for burial begin as soon as possible in Muslim traditions as well. Local Islamic community organizations are also involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral and burial. But not all practices are strictly religious focused. In the aughts in South Korea, the amount of graveyard space began to shrink drastically, causing a law to be passed that required families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families began to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink, or black called death beads. This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue in graveyards and the expenses of cremation. And not all practices are somber either. Yo, hello. Hey, Frankie, how are you? How are you doing? We're playing kind of a sad game today. Kind of a heavy game, but an interesting one. It's a lot of reading, so I hope you're ready for a good read. Drink some water first. Alright, hydration. And not all practices are somber either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones or Vamadihana, a ritual by the Malagasy people of Madagascar? Vamadihana has families return to the ancestral crypt, exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. The practice is a celebration, remembrance, and way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a beauty on the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. Alright, you're invited to— what? You're invited to Death Cafe. Come increase awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their finite lives. Join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about their thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, "When people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity." See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday, Death Cafe. What? Jen, what? Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work I have to do with an inguinal hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in the collection, and you can even see this little bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I send you a link if we have it cataloged. What is my life? What is that sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event that I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death positive people there. Sounds like it'll be a safe space. Love, Jen. Alright, what is this? Oh god, did I get a new boss? I did. I hate it. I got a new boss. I hate it. So for people who came in late, so originally you start off working for a mom and pop kind of like family-owned funeral home called Rose and Daughters, but because of financial pressure and like the inability to keep up with demands and like the business and the industry, they sold themselves to a bigger enterprise. And so I got a new boss. I hate it. I already hate it. I don't even know who this man is. I already hate it. Alright. From Leah. Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, It was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. Charlotte, below are the details of our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you are done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of each month. I already hate him. His name is freaking Chad Grant. I hate him already. Whoa. From Matthew. Can I just say, first off, this is bullcrap. Ugh, knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No, okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitive. Let's grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do this. Too late for me, I guess. P.S. If you're reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. Oh god, alright, we got a new boss and I hate him. His name is Chad. We are pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of the Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. They will be another institution amongst hundreds of other properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to the Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. Why is your name so long? Process to the Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes, and we expect them to be followed impeccably. I hate that. Impeccably. Alright. Glad to be leading the way for Rose and Daughters from now on. I hate you already. No. No, no, no. Okay. There's another cremation. Prepare Miss Ionesco's body for cremation. Remove Ionesco's watch and place it on the tray. Place the round ID tag in the coffin. She's all set to be cremated. Push the button. And then we put her in the cremulator. Using the cremulator will break the bone fragments into ashlight pieces. Aw, her urn has birds on them. Oh. I appreciate that they make this game very, like, stomachable. Like, it doesn't make me uncomfortable to play this. It makes me sad and a little bit emotional, but not, like, grossed out, which I'm very thankful for. Because I feel like if I was grossed out, I would be, like, way too distracted to appreciate the meaningful thought and stuff that they were putting in this game. Alright, Matthew will take Mrs. Ionesco's urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. Alright, to the funeral we go. Oh, there's so many people in this one. Interesting. Should we do a visual at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. So from what it sounded like, she got hit when she was riding her bike, which is very sad. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No, thanks. I mean, but no, I don't know. It's so intimate. Feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Ha, yeah, she's kind of a close book, except to you. Yeah, she was special. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. She was always so careful. Wore her helmet, signaled, used the bike lane. Asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Leah. this has been hard enough on them without asking about the legal ramifications of all of this. Yeah, after all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. No, it was her partner. No, that makes it even. No, it was her partner. No. March 24th, 10:30 a.m. This is so sad. I know. Hi, Hater403. I hope I said that right. I know, this is so sad. Oh, there's so many emails. God, okay. Who is this? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Okay. Alright. This game is a lot sadder than I thought it'd be. Home funerals, why do it? The appeal of a home funeral is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was someone very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to a funeral home. Most families aren't given the option and assume this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive. But isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn, or give opportunities to family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. The idea of keeping the deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time, and you can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved ones and see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Most funeral homes aren't just more intimate, but they are economical. Oh, home funerals! Home funerals aren't just more intimate, but they are economical. A traditional funeral, complete with body preparation, service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, can cost upwards of $7,000 to $10,000. When you're able to take care of the loved one yourself, to wash and dress them, and to organize their viewing some home, the only cost remaining is entirely in the cremation or burial itself. However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it is legal to have your loved ones buried at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, these are a lot of states, Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require a funeral director's involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing burial or cremation. Jen, what are you doing? Jen, I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs like a human being, Charlie. A human being. We as a species have seen the beginning of our end. Jen? Alright, what is this? Latest contract acquisition, the city? Charlotte, I'm proud to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc., that's such a long-ass name, received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. This is an important revenue stream for us, as I'm sure I don't need to explain you, Charlotte. Although Hillside Heritage Enterprises is being paid a decent wage from the city for these services, cremation is preferred here as it is more cost efficient of the two options. The first unclaimed body we'll be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, probably homeless, whose body has yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver, aside from cremation. Green burial policy. Hi Charlotte, I have reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if I'm not gonna say the company name anymore. If we at Hillside can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this in the beginning, but we do not perform green funerals as they are not cost effective. All employees and subsidiaries of Hillside must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers though, so do try your hardest to convince the families requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package complete with embalming caskets and vaults instead. I trust you will ensure we do not lose any customers, Charlotte. Wow, they made the corporate dude sound incredibly corporate. Hello. As stated in the previous email, here are the new rules and codes of conduct I expect you to follow from now on while on any premises belonging to Hillside. First and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Ew. Visibly, most importantly to this is that no tattoos are to be visible. Oh, that's not good for our girl because our girl has a big tattoo on her arm. If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell. Always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality package. We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. What? Additionally, food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased's loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Disgusting! Our partner catering concepts provides high quality foods that will be delivered weekly from the factory and can be easily defrosted the morning of the funeral. I expect all of the above changes to be instituted effective immediately to ensure a smooth transition into the high quality services of Hillside, blah blah blah, whatever the fuck. Charlie, I need a drink. Beer after work? P.S. Also, I really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and angry. And no, I will not say hangry ever. God, this new company is so boo-boo. God. Hate this new company already. Her tattoo is still visible, so I guess she's like, fuck yeah. Before we cremate this gentleman, we'll need to prepare his body. He doesn't seem to have any valuables on him that would be damaged during cremation, so let's just worry about putting his ID tag into the coffin with him. The gentleman is all set to be cremated now. Dude, everything about this is terrible. Can you imagine having to pay food? Yeah, like, can you just, like, literally be like, no, you're not allowed to bring your own food in, like, you just get her crusty ass sandwiches. Like, what? No? Like, sir, I'm not gonna go eat your crusty sandwiches. Like, do you think my family member would want your crusty sandwiches? No. No. My family doesn't want your crusty sandwiches. They want good food. Disgusting. I hate this place already. Alright, go to the funeral. Oh, he's the only one! No! Oh, I forgot. Oh, it's so sad. He's the only one. We're gonna stay here for a bit longer. I'm gonna cry too. Actually. We're gonna stay here for a bit longer. It's because he is the only one. Because he's unclaimed. That's really sad. That's really sad that happens. It really, really is. That's so sad this happens. April 9th, 10:19 a.m. Boop boop. Boop boop. Pat 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 pat. Pat pat pat. You don't have a pat redeem, so imagine that emote is you. Who is it? Who is it for real though? LMAO, that's funny. That's funny. I should get a pat redeem one day. I do have slots open for what's it called? More animated emotes. I guess I just haven't had I haven't had the idea, the inspiration to do a pat 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 yet. That's cute though. Thank you for the head pat. Water, water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Water cremation. Water cremation? We call it a few different things, like flame is cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide. or perhaps more commonly, resomation. Its technical name, though, is actually alkaline hydrolysis. Whatever we want to call it, it's here and it's environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cremation. But for the sake of this newsletter, we'll call it water cremation. We all know that traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment, the high energy consumption that adds to the greenhouse gas effect being one of the chief among them. One of the chief amongst them. And water cremation is an alternative method available for the eco-conscious amongst. How does it work? It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkaline water heated up very high, about 350 degrees. It basically works like a sped up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as any sewer water at a factory, and alkali hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Neat, huh? It's been around for a bit, and in some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aughts. Not a bad alternative for those who don't want their death to have any greater impact on the environment. You know, the fact that they're talking about like the environment, very interesting, because that definitely isn't something people think about. I kissed her? Who did you kiss? Jen? Jen, who are you seeing? You know what? The fact that she sends me emails at 5 a.m. is probably because that's when she's awake. Because she's in London. So that's probably when she's awake. Give me a second. I need water. I love that her name is Jen Love. And she's fighting love. Wait, register a business? Am I starting a new business? Oh, shit. Hey yo, hang on. I kissed her, from Jen Love to Charlie. Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she's like the coolest person I ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession and was equally freaked out by the possession schemes, but so utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried you had lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out by my work. And also isn't too into it like that last dude I saw. Jason, Michael, I can't remember. I just really like spending time around her. I can talk about whatever I want, and it's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say that like working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento mori, or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took. We just clicked. Feels good. Fun and affirming. Like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on top of the Ferris wheel, be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Anywho, enough about me for now. I'm still kind of in shock from your last email. Do you think you're gonna do it? You know you have my support, 100%, no matter what you decide. Dude, I think we're starting a business. Oh! Charlie, it's official. I've put in my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I am working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you, I am worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? P.S. I'll bring beers over next week. We can talk a bit more freely. Oh, I thought I broke it. I thought I broke the game. What is this? Let's read this one. We are thrilled to announce that Hillside's subsidiary Rose and Daughter just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us access to all the cadavers that come through their pediatric and maternal that come through their pediatric and maternity wards. We're excited for the opportunity to work with Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients and receives over 15 million in funding and donations annually. Oh yeah, that number would be important to you, huh? There will no doubt be a boon for Hillside's bright and sustained future. You do not care about any of us. From Coffee Dimka. Home funeral for my wife. Regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral outside. Oh, a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden. We don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. That's a long-ass email, sir. Dear Mr. Dimka, I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package instead. Sir, I hate you already. Let the man do what he wants. I promise you your wife's funeral with us will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all of her beloved friends and family can come together and say their goodbyes. A standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was, beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food with our prepared food service will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time right now. Let us here at Rose and Daughters make this difficult time a little easier for you. God, he's so scummy. Dear Mr. Grant, okay, well, take the traditional funeral package. Thank you for considering us in the hard time. Charlotte, I see you were not able to convince the Dimka family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose this sale. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see that we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. That is part of your job. You know what, sir? You can fuck off. Charlotte better start a business. I swear. That better be what this arc is about. That better be what this arc is. You better be starting your own business. 'Cause I hate this guy. The deceased family has asked for an open casket funeral. Oh. I can't believe they made me hate corporate all over again. Massage. Eye caps. Nanny glue. Cotton ball. Nanny suture. And then you moisturize the body. Oops. Moisturize the body. And then you do the embalming. Damn, that was loud as hell. And then you do the tubing. And then you turn on the machine. And then you massage the body. Massage the body. Massage the body. I hate that. I really hate the new corporate dude. Like, they make him so scummy. Like, sir, that's disgusting. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Actually, awful people. Disgusting. Disrespectful. Predatory. Disgusting. I have feelings, as you can see. Strong feelings. I don't know. It's very eye-opening in a way. Alright, off to her funeral. Corporate sucks. Corporate is ruining everything. Really sucks. I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. Same. I can't believe they were like, let us feed you with your crusty ass sandwiches. It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. Will be good to stretch my legs. Andre, hi, how are you? Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad not doing what mom asked for. I know, honey, but what that Chad guy said seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I just want mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. No! Hi, Andre, we're playing a sad game. It's sad. but it's very heartfelt and it's very thought-provoking. I'm doing well. How has your day been? My day has been good. It has been good. I got off work super early, so yeah. How long have I been streaming? I started at 9:30, so well, I was a little late, but about 2 hours now, more or less. I was a little late, but you know, more or less. It's okay. No worries. It's a pretty chill kind of game, so if you do want to watch the VOD, I think it'd be good like background noise if you want to catch up. I could have been here earlier. It's okay. Stuff happens. Sometimes Twitch doesn't like notify people, so like, you know, stuff happens. It's okay. It's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, I'm going to miss her. Me too. That's so sad. I'm so sad. This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Oh, hey, what do you think of that trailer I sent you? Oh yeah, I heard the show is so good. I saw that video of the one kid doing karaoke. Thanks, y'all. Pet, 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 pet. God, I have so many feelings about this particular family because it's like, clearly they wanted a home funeral for their own reasons, and then crusty Chad over here is like, no, you gotta buy the package. And so he basically exploited these people for their vulnerability and like preyed on them to make money, even though these people were like, no, I really think I want a home funeral, that's what my wife wanted, blah blah blah. And crusty Chad is like, nah. I have so much strong feelings. August 30th, 9 a.m. Please tell me you started a business. Please tell me. Please. Yes! Yes! Congratulations! Charlie, dear, I'm so proud of you. I knew that there was something special in you when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. If there's anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm always here to help. P.S. I sorely miss you and Matthew's terrible sense of humor. Aww. You'll never believe what job I'm working now. Oh, you want to find out? Hey, Charlie, when I first became a hearse driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering, it was sympathizing. I respectfully disagree. And thankfully, I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working as a, wait for it, bus driver. A school bus driver, Charlie. Can you believe that? Pretty sure if I said the most important part of my job wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. I didn't know how else to tell you. For some reason, I was worried you'd think less of me. But I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind. And besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. With a name like Krusty Chad, who could be shocked that he's a jerk. His name is Chad Grant. What a crusty name for a corporate asshole. Chad Grant? Crusty. These corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, might I add. I actually love it. These kids are pretty cute. But don't tell Amy I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids and for being all cynical about them. Congrats on your new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll swing by your new place one day and show you my new wheels. Maybe we can grab a bite to eat. Be seeing ya, Matthew J. Congratulations on your new business! Charlie, I'm so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year for you. Seriously, I think our wine intake saw a bazillion% increase, and you've stepped through it like a champ. You deserve this. Finally being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything you don't want to. I'm trying not to be cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and to check out your new place. Always, Jen L. P.S. Have you heard about these green burial pods? When I find the link in my 1 million open tabs, I'll shoot it over to you. Alright. Dear Charlie, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly this has come up. Thank you for your understanding and for your work. You make today easier already. See you at 1 p.m. Eileen Hansen. What are we doing? What are we doing? Green burial! Interesting. This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts too much. But thank you for helping me give her the funeral she always wanted. Anyway, I think we're ready to get started now. I totally forgot to look at the other tab. Oh, the soundtrack is so good. Oh, the soundtrack. Oh, that's such a nice soundtrack. Aww. Aww. Heads. Ontario Arts Council. Oh, that's why. It's not British, it's French. In a way. It's Canadian. Interesting. Thank you for playing, Little Hearts. Okay, there we go. I forgot to look at the email. That's why. I forgot to look at the tab. Here, hang on. Here we go. Here. Magnolia, here we go. It's very interesting. You're right. We'll do a little talk segment after I read this email because I forgot to look at this before we did the thing. Our services, Magnolia Forest, named after the magnolia trees that surround the funeral home, specializes in at-home funerals and green burials in our natural burial park. Our goal is to empower families and encourage them to have a closer relationship with death and the dying process. The death of a loved one can be confusing and sometimes traumatic time. We want you to feel fully involved in your loved one's death care decisions. Whether you're looking to care for your loved ones from the comfort of your home, be present during their cremation, or bury them in our natural cemetery, Magnolia Forest is here to work with you and provide these simple but intimate and meaningful options. Natural Burial Park. A natural burial park allows the body to return to the earth and recycle naturally. It is intended as an environmentally sustainable alternative to existing funeral practices. Our park has room for bodies of all sizes and ages, as well as beloved pets. Families also have the option to bury their loved ones themselves if they choose to. Prices. We believe in being transparent about our prices and practices. We're happy to explain all of our prices, work within your budget, and hope to make you feel comfortable and confident in your decisions. Let us know we can help in any way. Funeral, $1,000, all-inclusive. Green burial, $2,250 for adults, all-inclusive. Direct cremation, $600, all-inclusive. Infants are buried at no charge. We can provide a 3x3 plot and help opening and close the grave. Wait, I gotta click on this thing. Hang on. Here we go. I'll see you soon. We can go outside. We'll do a recap real quick after. I want to click on the people. See what we can do. Oh, I can't click on them. It's very interesting. There you go. Let's watch the end scene again, I guess. I have a lot of thoughts. They're good thoughts. It's a beautiful game. Yeah, it's a beautiful game. With the music, the messages that they send. Definitely a casual kind of playthrough. Like, I finished this game in like 2 hours. If I didn't have to read aloud and talk to chat, you could probably finish this way sooner. But to just like absorb and enjoy the experience and the messages and the storyline that's in such a short game, 2 hours isn't really that bad of a thing. It's very interesting messaging too, because I don't think environmental like death practices, like environmental funeral practices and stuff, is something I've ever thought about. So this is a very interesting way to introduce that to people and to kind of like show that and like educate people on that. It's very interesting. What else? I don't know. It's just it's a beautiful game just in general, you know? I mean, that's all I can really say about it at this point. It's just the beautiful, beautiful game. Definitely heavy in topic. It's definitely, I mean, I guess in a way, death doesn't have to be heavy as a topic, but I guess it really does kind of depend on like your own experiences as well. But I think this game did a really beautiful job in just kind of like talking about death in an extremely respectful way and giving you perspectives and outlooks on death, and like how death isn't just like a commercial industry, you know? It talks about it in a very like respectful way, but also in a very culturally aware way, because yeah, like typical like funeral practices are different everywhere. So yeah, I miss so much. It's a very deep game. Yeah. I will put a content warning, or I will introduce a content warning right now and just say that there is a person in the game who took their own life. It's not anything gruesome. They don't go into any detail about it, but it's just that does appear in the game, and it gives you a choice as to whether or not you're comfortable with the topic or not. Just to respect the player, I picked that I was comfortable just to interact with the body, with that cadaver, but I think that particular person, that particular case, it made me super sad because the person who passed had a specific desire and will to, like, he put it in his will to be cremated, but his family like totally like ignored that, and I think that's so messed up, and I have so many feelings about that. I also have feelings about like when like trans individuals are like, they're not respected by their gender, they're not respected at all when they've passed. I think that's something else that's incredibly important that they touched on. Yeah, it's so messed up, and like with like trans folks too, like, you know, like that's so messed up, and it's misgendered, like they're misgendered. They like, and it goes so far as the fact that like they'll change their appearance to match like what's on their like their biological sex, you know? And it's like, God, it's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful, and it makes me feel so many different things. But now that I've played this game, I feel like now that I've played this game and I'm aware that this is a thing, it does make me angry. But like, I never would have thought about that, you know? I don't think about that. So I think it's good that I'm aware of it now. Something to think on for sure. I do have a lot of feelings just because personally, I have like experienced the loss of a loved one, so it's kind of like a touchy subject for me still. So playing this game definitely made me a little emotional, just because it's like you kind of like relive some stuff, you know. I'm okay though, don't worry about me, I'm okay. But you can probably hear it in my voice sometimes. I get kind of like shaky. That's also probably why I've been eating so much water. It's because I'm trying to like keep my composure, and it makes me use up a lot of energy, so I'm like super thirsty all the time. I'm trying not to like lose my composure, but this was a good experience, and I'm glad I got to share this with y'all. I really am. Drink some water. I am thankful. I am grateful that I got to share this experience with everyone. I do recommend this game. Very nice. It's very soothing, but it also really is death positive, and I think that's very interesting. All right. Yeah. I'll watch it while I get ready for work tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. I appreciate you watching my VODs. Yeah. I think it's a good thing to listen to in the background. It's like chill enough where you like have something to listen to, but it's not like scary. And I kind of knew that going in that this game wasn't going to be like scary or like off-putting, and I kind of appreciate that because I feel like if it was, I would not have the same experience at all. And that's kind of what it is with like Mortuary Assistant, that it's very similar in the sense that you embalm a body, except in Mortuary Assistant it's disgusting. Like they make it really like unsettling because it's so graphic. And then the demons and stuff, you know, just creepy demon things, you know, just stuff. But I'm glad this game was more like friendly in the sense that like the blood was purple and not red, you know, and like the incisions weren't like gross, and you know, it just wasn't like gory. So something to be able to stomach. So I recommend that. All right, so a short stream today. I knew it was gonna be relatively short. I was late to the stream. Sometimes it happens, you know. It happened because I'm sleepy or I have to help Mama Bird with something, so I cannot just ignore her, obviously. So it happens. If I ever cancel a stream, I will let y'all know on Twitter. So I miss my cozy streamer board. I'm definitely back this week. Yeah, this was the first day of streaming. Watch the VOD. Yes. You will watch the VOD. Yes. No worries. And like, don't ever feel bad about like being late to a stream or whatever, because like, I mean, there'll be more streams. I caught you on Twitter. You know, I got you. Okay, tomorrow we're doing Ace Attorney. We're doing 2 days of Ace Attorney, tomorrow and Friday, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited about Ace Attorney. It's so stupid. I love it. So I'm excited about Ace Attorney double feature starting tomorrow at 9:30, usual time. And then on Saturday, we're doing our Slumber Party tier list, which y'all have been so sweet about, dropping your PNGs and stuff on the tweeter, the Bird app, the tweet. Yeah, so super excited about everything going on. And then on Sunday, I'm back to playing Freddy and being stupid because I get lost all the time. You know, just the usual. But yeah, thank you everyone for sticking around. Yeah, Ace Attorney and Pajama Party. Yeah, Pajama Party. I haven't decided whether I want to do like actual pajama stuff, like party games or anything. I don't really know. Kind of depends on how long the stream is, but yeah. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go lay down now and play some Candy Crush or something. I don't know. It's my day off tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to enjoy it. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining. I am gonna go log off. I'll let the music take me out. Good night everyone. Have a good morning, have a good night, good evening, whatever it might be. And I will see you back here tomorrow. And that is all for me. I will let the music take me out. And bye bye.